Hello, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about the comfortability paradox. What is it to be comfortable? What is it to be comfortable? Being comfortable in my mind can quite literally mean being comfortable in your clothes, comfortable in your skin, comfortable in your bed, comfortable in your way of life or your eating. It's a inner feeling of almost peace and security and serenity. I think that's the right word for it. Or at least that's what being comfortable means to me. It's something that often I choose over being uncomfortable, which obviously is the complete adverse effect. Now the question is why do we choose to be comfortable? And I feel like it's as plain and simple as it's easier. It's easier to be comfortable than it is to be uncomfortable. Because the feelings that come along with being comfortable all seem to be positive. So of course, why would we choose anything other than a positive feeling, or a feeling that makes us feel good and release endorphins and dopamine? Like why would we choose something else? And that brings me to the uncomfortable. The things that are difficult, the things that make us feel an internal feeling of potentially struggle. Maybe not damaging feelings, but feelings that cause potentially anxiety or a sense of fear with uncomfortability. So, if I go to what are things that I feel are uncomfortable, an itchy t-shirt. Or maybe it's doing the thing that makes you feel really anxious. Maybe it's being a public speaker if you're introverted. Maybe it's going to the gym and for the first time when you're ashamed of the way that you look, or you carry some form of resentment there. Maybe it's standing up to one of your friends who has been not very nice to you, or maybe it's asking your boss for a raise when you know that you deserve one. The uncomfortable feelings. And I find that myself personally, I don't know for you guys, but I find that the uncomfortable feelings are often what I lean away from, because like I said, comfortable is way easier. It's way easier to be comfortable. Really, there's not much to it. To being comfortable, you just enjoy and you indulge in that comfortable feeling. What I find, and let me know down in the comments below if this is the same for you, but one will always stimulate the other. So, I'll give you an example. Eating a bar of chocolate. Eating a bar of chocolate is comfortable for me. It releases all those positive endorphins. I really enjoy it. I have a sweet tooth. It's something that I really, really love to indulge in. But over time, it brings uncomfortability because it's unhealthy and it puts on weight. And over time, that thing that is comfortable ends up leading me to the uncomfortable. The difference is I haven't chosen that uncomfortable. I chose the comfortable bit. So when the uncomfortable thing is happening, that's when it really starts to suck. Say, for example, exercise. Okay? I don't do exercise because, I want to feel comfortable. I want to sit at home. I want to do nothing. Over time, my cardiovascular strength is not what it is. I'm not as strong as other people are. Maybe I start to feel a certain way about how I look, which can be changed with doing exercise and things like that. So again, choosing that comfortable route brought uncomfortability. But we switch it around. Now let's switch it around. The anxiety that you get if you're asking your boss for a raise, that's a really uncomfortable thing. But if you don't do it, you never get that raise. Because why would you? You haven't asked for it, You need to look out for yourself. I mean, maybe, you know, there are scenarios when, you know, bosses are amazing, brilliant people and will see and recognize the work that you're doing. But maybe some of them aren't. Well, in being uncomfortable and choosing the uncomfortable route, in asking your boss for a raise, you give yourself more of the opportunity to experience that comfortability, that them saying yes, you know. And maybe you do get that raise, and maybe you do earn hundreds or thousands of pounds more, and maybe that can buy you a holiday or you know, do something that again will bring you comfortability. So interestingly, if you choose comfortable for long enough, you end up feeling uncomfortable. And if you choose uncomfortable for long enough, you end up being comfortable. Let's go back to another example. Going to the gym, doing exercise. It has never been an enjoyable experience going to the gym. I've been exercising since I was maybe about 12, 13 years old. Started off with rugby. Stopped that because I didn't like the behaviour of people. Ended up just going to the gym and lifting weights. Did that for a good few years, and now I've gone into martial arts and things like that. All of the above, all of those exercises have always been uncomfortable because I'm trying really hard. I'm exerting an amount of energy that I wouldn't normally exert. I end up coming out of it feeling hungry and tired and exhausted, and sometimes I don't want to go and do it, you know, because my body just aches. And that's with everything. You know, with rugby, there was some times where I'll be sprinting everywhere and I'd end up throwing up on the pitch, and then you've just got to push on through it. You know, there's times when I've done the weightlifting and I'm pushing so hard to the point that I'm almost passing out, and yet I still go the next day because I know that uncomfortability over time brings me to a point where I start to feel comfortable in the way that I look. It's the same with boxing. You know, I'm doing a lot of boxing recently. I'm scared to go to the gym. I'm scared, you know, and I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but there is an underlying fear, especially when it comes to sparring and things, because I'm working with but against other people, and I'm getting hit. I'm getting punched in the body. I'm getting punched in the head. You know, it's not a pleasant feeling. But actually coming out the other side of it, I end up building confidence and knowing that I can take more punishment than I think I can. And so that brings comfortability. And since I've figured that out, I have always tried my best to choose the uncomfortable. And there's sometimes that I don't, you know. Actually, there's a lot of times that I don't, but I'm aware of the fact that choosing the uncomfortable route is often the thing that makes my life better. And choosing the comfortable route is often the thing that makes my life worse. And they're back to front. Comfortable seems really good, uncomfortable seems really bad. Actually, I feel like it's the other way around. And it's because we associate these feelings of anxiety and fear as negative. I don't know if you guys feel the same, but I definitely do. You know, panic, fear, anxiety, anger, sadness. These are all emotions that are seemed or are often valued as bad. And happiness and love and, you know, passion and whatever it may be is seemed as good. And neither of those sides of the coin are good nor bad. They need each other to be able to function. They're all as valuable as each other. And I think this is why people choose the comfortability is because those uncomfortable feelings, the feelings that come along with the uncomfortable route are they don't feel as warm and fuzzy inside. In fact, they often will lead to fight and flight type feelings, where actually probably in our most primal state they are actually the most valuable, because they keep us on our toes. They keep us alive, really. You know, fear, panic, anxiety. Well, what is it? It could be the fact that I have lost a water source and I don't have water. It could be the fact that there's an animal that I can hear in the dark hunting me. You know, actually in our primal form, I feel like they're quite useful. But nowadays, because we live in a society, or I myself personally do, I can't speak for everybody in the world, but right now, you know, I'm safe. I'm in my house. I have food on the table and a shelter over my head. Not everybody has that. I absolutely know that. But you take us back, you know, hundreds of years, and there's a lot of people in that situation where there is a fear and anxiety that is actually trying to aid us and is trying to keep us alive. So my question to you is, what do you think? Do you believe in the same comfortability paradox as me? Has this been like an eye-opening type of thing? Are you now going to choose the uncomfortable more? Let me know down in the comments. Recently, I've found that choosing the uncomfortable is bringing me a level of confidence that I've never felt before in my life. It's allowed me to talk to the camera more. It's allowed me to walk around with my hair out. It's allowed me to look at myself in the mirror and smile. Because I'm deliberately choosing hard things. I'm choosing to make my life difficult. And in me choosing, and not the world choosing for me, which often it can do, in me choosing to make my life hard because I'm choosing the things that make me uncomfortable, when life throws me a curveball, I'm prepared for it. I know. I know that this uncomfortable feeling will come and will go, like everything, because I've experienced before. I've experienced it before, and I am actively trying to experience it so that I can be a better person. And if you're feeling up to it, I would like for you to try the same. Just try it, in whatever sense of the word it is. Choosing an uncomfortable path in the hopes of it bringing you something better, that you know that it could bring you something better. It's just difficult to take that first step. Someone once said to me, anxiety is a mile wide. Big, really, really, really big. But it's an inch deep. So as soon as you dip your toe in, you can feel the bottom. And you know, actually, it's not that scary at all. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit the little subscribe button, the little like button. I hope you have a lovely day. See you in the next.